Hey, welcome everyone. This is Brett with townfarming.com, and I just wanted to kind of make a little bit of a video here and just kind of show you my different gardening areas and just kind of my little setup of what I got going on. This is just gonna kind of be a little bit of an introductory video to kind of my layout and my different types of gardens. I got several different kinds of gardens. A lot of raised bed types gardens. There's some apple trees and just kind of a traditional type garden. And over here is kind of my raised bed section along the fence here. I have 9 boxes along the fence growing different types of vegetables. You'll also see that I also have 5-gallon buckets and some containers, and I do a little bit of container gardening with my leftover vegetables that I have started from seed in the early spring, late winter. And just kind of gives you an idea of kind of how I do things. Each of these raised beds over here along the fence is 3 feet wide by 6 feet long, and they're about a foot high. My soil that I used is a mixture of peat moss, compost, and just normal topsoil. And over here is kind of my new kind of ground traditional garden, whatever you want to call it, and kind of put this in new this year. It's 12 feet by 17 feet, and you can see I got fences around most every part of my garden areas, and that's because I have a terrible rabbit problem around where I live, so that's why all my fences are up like that. It seems to do a pretty good job keeping the rabbits out. Haven't had any rabbits in this new garden yet, so maybe I just been lucky. And you can see I got an apple tree right there. That's a Honeycrisp apple tree. Over here is another couple of apple trees. The one on the left is a Gala. The one on the right is a Fuji. And then over here you see another raised bed. And this raised bed is new this year that I built. It's basically a raspberry trellis, and you can kind of see the wire. Those are purple royalty raspberries there. Been in the ground probably a month or so, so I expect those to make some fruit in a couple of years. That's kind of a long-term project. And you can also see I've got some chicken wire around the raised bed, and again, that's for our wonderful friends the rabbits. They started eating on those leaves less than a week after I planted those things, so rabbits are my big enemy. Gonna kind of zoom in here on the raised beds and just kind of show you what I'm growing here. There's some corn right there. I didn't do any corn last year, and so we're going to try it this year and see how it does. And there's some potatoes. I also didn't grow any in the raised bed last year. I grew some in some 5-gallon buckets and didn't really have too much success with those. So these look pretty good this year. Hoping to get some potatoes out of those. Those are a Kennebec variety. And over here, just kind of a hodgepodge of just kind of salad mixes and head lettuce and carrots and radishes and that type of thing, some leaf lettuce, and I've already picked a lot of lettuce out of that raised bed this year. And there's a 5-gallon bucket for potatoes, same Kennebec variety. Then over here in this bed we have 3 jalapeno pepper plants and a poblano pepper plant. And then there's 4 what's called blush tomatoes. And if you've never had a blush tomato, they taste really sweet. And it's almost like a grape or a pineapple. they're really good. Over here, yeah, you see another 5-gallon bucket. That is another potato. It's a Kennebec variety. And then we start into the tomatoes, different tomato varieties there and here. And you see another 5-gallon bucket. That 5-gallon bucket has a different type of broccoli in it. That's something new I'm trying this year in a 5-gallon bucket. I grow a lot of broccoli in these raised beds, but this 5-gallon bucket is something I was just kind of trying since I had a couple extra plants. And move over here to some more tomatoes. And there's another 5-gallon bucket with some broccoli. And then we come to the main broccoli bed there. And the ones in the back, there's 8 plants in there total. The ones in the back I haven't harvested from yet, but the ones in the front have been harvested, and they're still popping off some really good shoots. And we have some different herbs in some of these pots right here. That's a dill, and we got some cabbage in this bed. And believe it or not, there are 17 cabbage plants in that little bed. I'm kind of a believer on picking the cabbage when you want it. I don't let it get super size. Just pick it whenever we're going to eat it. And over here in this little fenced off area on the ground there's 4 blueberry bushes. And we come to my trellis. This trellis is 2 feet by 4 feet, and it's 1.5 feet tall. And you can see the trellis goes up there. That was actually I actually had watermelons growing in that trellis last year. It's a small sugar baby type watermelon, and you actually make a hammock for it, and it supports the watermelon really nicely. I got about 15 watermelon out of that trellis last year, but this year we got some green onions and some yellow onions in there, just kind of rotating the crops out a little bit. And over here we have there's a strawberry patch. There's about 8 strawberry plants in that one bed, and on either side you see some more containers. The left is basil, and that container right there in the middle is some more green onions. And the last part of it is the sweetheart cherry tree. There's actually cherries growing on that this year. We didn't have any blooms on that thing last year, and this year it's doing really well. It's probably the most vigorous tree that we've got so far. So